I'm a grown man. I can figure out pie.
I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I mow my lawn.
Yeah.
I keep 2 dogs alive, right?
Yeah.
I do adult
Yeah.
things. Slowly
Oh, the leaves are coming down.
falling, kind of in a rocking cascade.
This is so nice because it actually finally feels a little bit more fallish. It still felt like summer last week. It's really soups time. And to that end, that's what I brought today is one of my favorite fall soups.
Now, is this a family recipe? Hold on a second. Let's first find out what that noise was. What? Was that good for you, or what is this?
What is this?
Okay. Because I couldn't tell if it was an endearing, like, aw, or if it was like, aw.
It could go either way. I knew I was in some dangerous territory with this soup with you two.
I will start by saying it looks like baby food.
It does.
It's a lot like baby food.
What is it?
It's butternut squash soup.
Okay.
I love squash. I love gourds, and there's nothing more folly this time of year than a good squash. Butternut is one of my favorites.
I love that you love it so much.
I love it. I love it.
How many years have you been making this type of soup? Is this a family recipe?
No,
Just come off the can or off the gourd?
I remember my mom making butternut squash, and she would like microwave it and then put a bunch of butter and brown sugar in it. That's good too.
Okay.
But as an adult, I was like, what other things can I do with butternut squash?
Because I've heard of like squash spaghetti, right? Can't you make spaghetti?
Spaghetti squash?
Or spaghetti squash.
I had that last night.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, I love squash. I love gourds.
Okay.
So butternut squash soup, you roast some veggies like butternut squash.
Apparently.
That's a big one. Carrots, celery,
Okay.
onions, like soup stuff.
Yep.
And then after they're roasted, they're kind of soft, and you put them in a food processor. You blend it all up, and you get soup.
Is there any stock of any animal in here?
No, vegetable
Okay.
stock.
I'm getting a little something. Dusty, have you ever had squash soup before?
I've never had squash.
You
Okay.
never had squash?
No.
This is on all foods, even the foods I hate. If it's prepared perfectly, and it'll be good.
No pressure.
So no pressure. But like that, like if it's when I make vegetables, I hate them. But I've been to restaurants where vegetables are
And
unbelievable.
you can make veggies really, really
This smells very good.
good. There's a lot of like sage and
that's maybe-
thyme and rosemary.
I'm getting like the smells you would have of like a roasted chicken. Maybe that's the smell I'm getting.
Yep.
And then what have we've topped it with?
Okay.
What are these?
So we went fancy.
Yeah.
This is a crispy sage leaf.
Okay. Are we supposed to eat it?
Yes, it's edible.
What?
Okay.
So it's a leaf of sage.
All right.
Which is a
I'll just
edible
stick that on.
plant. And then I just sizzled it in some olive oil quick, and it made it kind of crispy.
Yum. Okay.
And then I put pumpkin seeds, pepitas, on top as a garnish.
The smell just takes me to Thanksgiving right this second.
It's like
Okay.
Thanksgiving in a bowl.
Any final words, Destiny, before you try
Final word?
squash soup?
Where's the nearest trash can? That's
Under-
my word.
Probably closer to me than Claire.
It's gonna be good. And you know what? You can put cream in it, but I didn't.
Okay.
So you're
Like
welcome.
almost like a bisque?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I don't mind squash soup. I can't believe I
good.
said that. It's okay.
I like it.
Of course you do. You make it.
It's all the fall flavors: sage, rosemary, thyme, butternut squash.
Given the option between a bowl and a cup, I would certainly take a cup of it and not a bowl. But it's not bad.
It's just vegetables.
Let's look at her face, everybody.
You did great. I just don't like it.
It's not for you. I knew my picky eater would not.
Is it the
No.
texture or the flavor?
It's the texture and the flavor. It throws me off.
I'm having a little bit of a texture issue also because I do know it's squash.
It's a veggie.
It just reminds me of pudding, and then I'm not getting pudding.
It's not pudding. It's soup.
But
I
it reminds
know.
her pudding and that it's not pudding and that makes her mad. Where's the pudding?
Okay.
This should be called not pudding soup.
Yeah.
Okay. 50-50.
I do like the sage leaf idea. That's a good idea. I'm just going to finish off.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't have any other fresh herbs, so I kept that one.
Good for you.
It was great. You did great.
Good
You
for you.
didn't like it. Don't you clap.
I'm clapping because you did great.
If
it
you
looks
ever have
beautiful.
us over for dinner,
Good
don't make
for
it.
you.
Yeah,
okay.
please don't make it.
But it was very good.
You got a little
Do
bit
your
in
daughters
beard.
like it?
No. No one likes it except for me. My husband doesn't even really like it.
Really?
Yeah, but I still make it because I like it.
All right. I thought I had put a paper towel over there. I have not. So you're just
I
gonna
have
have
the
to,
whole stack.
You're gonna have to look at this.
Yes,
Show me where it is. On
I have all of them.
where's the soup on my face?
Oh,
I thought it was in the corner.
Mirror, or then you're this one.
Oh, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
It's like a noticeable amount of soup.
What are we moving on to?
We are moving on to something that got me through fall all last year. I came across this recipe on YouTube. I think I was like looking like up recipes on like, you know, we all have that recipe from a favorite coffee shop that we wish we could figure out our own.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out a coffee shop recipe, but I came across this one. It is called a pumpkin hot chocolate. Now, this isn't just hot chocolate out of a package. I made hot chocolate with chocolate
With
chips.
pumpkin in it?
With pumpkin
Okay, here's
puree.
my turn.
Okay, so we were in the kitchen. I was making my coffee, and I saw a can of pumpkin, and I'm like, "What is this
What's happening?
So you do chocolate chips, you do cocoa powder, milk, whipping cream, and then pumpkin puree, and then you do like a foam on it. Unfortunately, my foam kind of went away really quickly.
Oh, I see foam.
but
there.
and then you even put pumpkin puree in the foam too.
for?" Okay,
Pumpkin.
that's cool.
So there's a lot of pumpkin puree in here, like half a can.
Wow.
So this is gonna be really pumpkin-y.
Pumpkin-y?
I'm
that what I'm
hoping.
hearing?
Chocolate?
Is it like chocolate pumpkin pie? Is that what we're having, basically?
Pretty
but
much.
in liquid form?
Yes.
Okay.
First time you made it this season?
Yes, I haven't made it yet this season.
All right, let's have a sip.
Oh, warm.
Interesting.
That works. What am I?
Do you like it? Do you hate it?
I don't know.
That's the old Destiny method.
I gotta do the Destiny.
I don't hate it.
Does it throw you off?
Yeah, I feel like there's something missing.
No, I feel like there's something there that
You don't want?
I think it's the puree.
It's the pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's the flavor, which I don't mind.
I don't know. I think it reminds me of my soup,
But better.
but in a mug. And
It's thinner. Maybe that's it. Maybe having the soup into this beverage, having two kind of
textures. Hey,
liquefied textures.
I think I got through the foam and I got to the hot chocolate, and I really like the hot chocolate.
I'm gonna give it a big spin, or big
The hot
stir
chocolate.
with the spoon.
Yes, you really do need to.
Oh my god. Okay, so I did not stir the
Oh,
chocolate.
that's it. I needed
Uh-huh.
more of the chocolate. The chocolate must settle to the bottom.
Yes.
Oh, you guys weren't getting the full.
I think
I'm
I
sorry.
mostly got pumpkin foam.
I'm like, there's a hint of. I was getting a hint of chocolate, not all chocolate. Now I get it.
Yeah, stir it.
This is great.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind will always go to this question, but can you add alcohol to it?
Why not?
You bet you can.
What do you think you would add?
Bailey's?
Fireball?
I was
Ooh,
thinking
fireball.
A little cinnamon in this puppy? Okay.
So, if you are ever, I discovered this last year too. If you ever don't want to make homemade like hot cocoa, you just want to use the package, you can.
Yeah.
And still do pumpkin puree.
And then just add pumpkin.
I
Yeah.
love making hot cocoa with milk, by the way.
Yeah,
The
thickens
packets
it
with
up.
water, just not the same.
not.
It's just, and it's so easy just to warm up some milk on the stove.
True.
Okay. Favorite fall flavors. We've had pumpkin puree soup. Not bad, lady.
Butternut squash.
I'm sorry. Pumpkin puree was in that. Butternut squash soup, pumpkin puree hot chocolate,
This is so folly.
and ladies and gentlemen, prepare thyself for bourbon, chocolate,
Hello.
pecan pie.
Yes, yes, and yes.
That's for dessert on a Tasted Tuesday. On the camera, you can see a bourbon chocolate pecan pie that I made last night.
And you made this.
I did. Here was the email exchange between Shannon and me. Hey, do we have the stuff for the pie? She sends me the recipe on my phone. So I just go to the store and buy everything.
Yep.
Even if we have it. So by the way, if anybody needs extra corn syrup, we're good. And then as she's leaving for a meeting, I'm like, what time are you making the pie? And she looked at me like, what do you mean when I'm making the pie? You didn't tell me I had to make it. I said, we talked about this. You just said, no, you just said you were making a pie. I'm like, well, I assumed you were going to make it for me.
Oh, communication is funny
That's
sometimes.
how marriages work, kids. So I'm like, you know what? I looked at the recipe and I went, I've got 2 college degrees. I have a master's. I can figure this stuff out.
I'm a grown man. I can figure out pie.
I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I mow my lawn.
Yeah.
I keep 2 dogs alive. Right? I do adult things.
Yeah.
I have life
Like,
insurance.
that's it.
I have a retirement account.
That's
I can
all you
make
do for
pie. I can
responsibilities?
make pie.
So this looks amazing.
Thanks.
I do have to ask.
Go for it.
Would you ever be willing to share the recipe because someone's already asked for it on Facebook? Or is this like a family secret?
No, it's out of a catalog or a magazine.
We'll share it.
It's called Kentucky Derby pie because it's got bourbon in it.
Love
What?
it.
But I guess you could have this in May. It just seems heavy for a May pie, right?
Yeah, that seems
So-
like a lot. Oh, Eric.
Whip 3 eggs. I try to do most of this from memory. You add 3/4 cup chocolate chips.
Oh,
I'm not gonna remember. I'll share it. It's on my phone somewhere.
So I just got a forkful.
Yeah.
And there's a little layer of chocolate.
The chocolate is on the bottom because the chocolate's the heaviest part of the mix.
because it looks just like pecan pie to me, but there's chocolate in it.
Chocolate, there's bourbon, and there's vanilla bourbon in it.
Let's eat this.
And by the way, it's paired with Destiny's ice cream that's got the Little Debbie oatmeal in it.
Yum.
So let's go to town.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love pecan pie. First of all.
man. That's good stuff. And it's got nuts in it. Nuts are healthy, so it's a healthy pie.
It's a health, basically.
Right.
Like eating an apple. Same thing.
One of these a day will keep the doctor away.
Okay, so I took my first bite of just the pie so I could get
There's
a
some ice cream on
flavor
it.
profile. I'm going to try it with the ice cream.
Oh my God, this is good.
I can really taste the bourbon.
It's in there.
You're getting burby?
Oh, I'm getting burby.
Burby.
What's sad is I can't taste it
I can't taste it either.
Oh, I can.
because this is top shelf bourbon.
Really?
I put Woodford Reserve in
That
this.
might be why I can
It's
taste
really
it.
good stuff.
I'm used to the cheap stuff.
I always wondered how the chocolate would work its way to the bottom. Now that I've made it, I understand. Because you're putting the mix in. All those chocolate chips are the heaviest part,
That's
and
my
you have to
favorite
kind of
part.
make sure they swirl around. This
Look at
thing
you.
came together perfectly.
You learned some science.
Can I add a fun fact? I learned about making pie. Put a baking sheet in the oven when you start, especially something like this that's kind of soupy in the middle,
Yeah?
because it will make sure it cooks evenly all the way around because it'll give you a little extra heat on the bottom so it doesn't get too liquidy on the bottom. Yeah, so preheat a baking sheet, everybody. I never thought I'd be saying those words.
For more fun facts, just follow Eric.
For more pie recipes, just follow me. Hey, guys, I love today.
You'd be making
was
more
good.
pie?
This is all good stuff. How do you think it's going to taste with hot chocolate? It's a lot of chocolate.
Oh, that's too much chocolate.
You think so? Well,
I'm willing to take a try.
let's all take a try. We'll see if we make it through all of that chocolate. It's a Taste of Tuesday on Z102.9.
The morning scramble, Z102.9.